Hello everyone, welcome to Triple T Thursday. That's tips, tricks, talktorials. Hope that y'all are having a great Thursday. I'm having some technical difficulties, but what else is new? We're going to work through them. We're going to love each other through it. And I hope that your day is going really, really well. I was trying to, as one does on a Thursday, right before you go live, if you're named Shelly, trying to work out my scenes and reprogram them with green screen and all of the overlays and stuff. And I ran out of time, so I'm pretty sure most of them aren't correct, but it doesn't matter because I very rarely use the correct ones anyway. But I will have you know that I started with the subscribe button, and I also have this one, which I think still works. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, at least I've told you to subscribe and do all the things that you're supposed to do. Yay, look at that. I'm a real YouTube creator. By the way, YouTube creator, content creator, which one do you prefer? I'm just curious. Hello, Dutch Can Jam. How you doing out there? You have plans for Christmas? I had a question where I was talking about this in, I think it's a Facebook group or something. And someone else was like, hey, I'm signing off for the holidays. And then I saw it on Twitter too. Someone else was like, I'm signing off for the holidays and I won't be doing anything with my YouTube channel or anything like that until probably, January. And so I was like, yeah, pretty cool. And then there are some people who definitely plan out their content and, want to be around for the holidays with their family and friends and such. And so they may pre-schedule and film a lot of stuff and then get ready to just keep the ball rolling. And then there's also a group of people that go full force in December, right? With Vlogmas and all of the putting out as much content as possible because traditionally a lot of companies are trying to spend all of their year-end budget because that fiscal year and calendar year sometimes coincide, or perhaps even, they're really gung-ho about creating a plan for what's happening for all of 2022. So it's just an interesting thing to see. And they're all correct. They're all correct avenues to go. But I guess it also just likens the question, which of those buckets do you fall into? Hello, Annette. How are you, Annie? So let me know, are you a planner? Are you more of a, this is the time to rest and relax? Or are you a full force, throw everything against the wall, it's Vlogmas baby person? All correct answers. I'm just curious what you're doing out there. So you're doing okay. You're busy with work and personal life. Yeah. No big plans for the holidays. No, we're staying here. We're not traveling. We're not doing any traveling. I think tomorrow is our work's virtual Christmas party. And so I think they even sent us a little something like a tasty breakfast type of pastry thing that we are supposed to, in the morning, jump online and have a virtual party of some sort, and then they're going to be given a couple weeks off in December, which is super generous, which is nice. But you know what? It's always funny though. I mean, it's one of those feel good, like, yeah, you're doing this, except for, if you still have things that you have to, be responsible for, then of course you log in for that. But for the most part, hopefully it's a lessened workload. I always noticed that when I was working at those big tech companies before that, like, there's not a lot that gets done in December, right? And if you work in these companies, like, you kind of know, because like the people that are decision makers are often on vacation. The developers are gone or something. And so there aren't people to push these changes through. A lot of people, because of heightened shopping online, they're hesitant to do any code releases of anything that can affect software at one of the highest peak, most important traffic type times of the year. So you also find that sometimes development, deployments, all that stuff are kind of really put on hold too. So it's really hard to get things done in the last month of the year at some of these really big companies. So your goal is to get another video out before the end of the year. Before the end of the year, it's December 16th. You got like another 15 days. What are you doing? What do you mean? Yeah, you should have at least one more video out. Absolutely. What are you doing? Come on, I got more faith in you than that. You can do it. You can totally do it. Dutch Can Jam, how about you? Any plans for your video. I should really pull up the chat window though, because usually I pull it up in another screen. I should do that now. But the problem was that my entire, oh, you guys didn't see, it was like a complete duck swimming on water type thing. When the intro music and the little superhero thing is flying around in the first 60 seconds, my mouse stopped responding. Like, could do nothing with my mouse. It just, you know how every once in a while it just does that? Or if you're not a Mac user, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Just sometimes either your mouse dies or it just stops responding or whatever else. So I'm frantically behind the scenes. I was like command tabbing and command queuing like other programs that were open. I was just like, let me close down some other things. Let's help this along. Let's love each other through it. So I was doing that. And then I was trying to move the mouse to see if it would register any movement and still no. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And then thankfully I saw that, my Stream Deck is at least set up because I wanted to hover on I'm always paranoid that after the little screen goes away and then it cuts, or it's supposed to cut to a specific scene, like this one, the generic black with the wall. And sometimes it doesn't. So like, I'm like, oh, I don't want it to fade to nothing. So I like make sure that it goes to that scene, but I couldn't click on the scene. But luckily there was one programmed into my Stream Deck. So score another one for the Stream Deck. That was rad. Thank you, Stream Deck, for that. So I have trouble managing time. No excuses. No excuses. You can do it. In fact, if you have to go from this live stream so that you can go finish your video or shoot a video, there's the proverbial online digital door. And then you're welcome to come back. But I'm just saying, if you need another kick in the butt, there it is. What was it? Oh, I was going to go catch the stream and make sure everything was looking like I didn't even have time to set up a thumbnail or a title, I think, or anything like that. Oh my gosh, no, my computer's still freaking out. So I'm going to say maybe I can't do that. Oh no. No, literally, it's still freaking out. So there's that. So is there anything though? Wait, did you guys say which kind that you are? Which kind of person you are? Are you a end of the year planner? Are you a go full force in December? Oh no, now I'm stuck in this window. What kind of, maybe I can switch mouse. You know what I mean. Is this one gonna work? Oh yes. Maybe it's just the Logitech mouse that's freaking out. I don't know. There was an online talk about it, but people were saying that the best mouse for editing or whatnot was this Logitech MX3 mouse. Now they have one that is specific to Mac, and then they have one that is universal across Mac and Windows. So the Mac one is $10 less, which is ironic because usually almost anything for a Mac is more expensive. But this one for $10 more, you have the added bonus of being able to have Windows. And one nice thing that is across Windows and Mac OS is that you can like hit a button so that you can go. So you guys didn't ask. You didn't care. You didn't ask for a review. Anyways, it has lots of different buttons that you can program for shortcuts inside of like Final Cut Pro or whatever editing program you're working on. So if you guys didn't see, I also had programmed my Stream Deck, just another use for it, my Stream Deck into keyboard shortcuts for Final Cut Pro. So some of the ones that are really complex commands, like Command Shift V for like paste effects across all, where you just sometimes forget and you just need the one button push to, if you have a special effect that you've applied on one, like a zoom or a filter of some kind, you want to paste that effect across multiple clips. Again, you didn't ask. It's my show. I'm going to give it to you. So you can paste all of these commands across multiple clips so you don't have to apply them on each clip individually. Or you can just use this command so you don't have to do it one by one. But if you don't remember the command, you have to go look at it, and then it's just a pain in the butt. So you can program some of those like longer commands into something like that, or like the split through all. Oh man, that one's so clutch. So when you have like 5 layers on top of each other, and you don't want to have to click on each layer to do a blade tool so that you can, oh my gosh, we're going really far into the weeds that no one asked for. Then instead of each individual layer, you have a blade tool that will blade through it will slice through everything is basically what it is. But it's some complicated command combination as well. So like some of those I have programmed into my Stream Deck, and then I have things like zoom in, zoom out instead of having to hit like Command Plus or whatever, or different things like that. I just have some of these like shortcuts or like playback and double speed and stuff. So I can sit here with one hand and kind of do some of these commands on my Stream Deck, and then with my MX3 mouse, which I can program some of these buttons to do certain things, then I'm kind of like flying through editing a lot faster. And yeah, if you guys want to see kind of like a demo of how I've set up my mouse or how I've set up my Stream Deck, certainly happy to show that to you. We could do that in a live stream. I know that I also promised a edit with me live stream as well. I think we were going to do that for channel member type videos. So happy to show you that. Okay, I was going to try and load up YouTube and get this pulled up. I've probably lost everybody and no one's here anymore listening to me talk about that. Oh, I got signed out of my browser somehow. Oh, lame. Because now I have to go through the whole two-factor authentication thing. Oh man, this is extremely first world problems, so y'all don't listen to me. I'm fine. It's fine. Let me just get out my phone. It's all gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine. I'm disappointed also. Maybe you guys are mad at me because we haven't yet asked you the most important question of what's in your cup. So maybe if I ask that question, then the rest of you will want to participate in whatever else we're talking about. Okay, so why is it not giving me the authentication? I want to hit yes. Why can't I hit yes? Let's do this. Let's do this, people. Yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. By the way, if you haven't turned on, two-factor authentication on your account, you should have to do that because of the fact that if you want to stay in the YouTube Partner Program and stay monetized, it's now one of the requirements anyway. I got to mute myself when I come up. Oh, it did. So make sure you do that. Okay. How do I like my 13 Pro? Oh, I love my 13 Pro. I know a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, the 13 Pro Max. And we went over this when I got the 12 Pro Max, that I was so irritated about that I had to buy that one because it was the only one that had, like the sensor shifting technology in the camera, in the video camera. So I was already irritated because I wanted to go down in size. But to get all the cool features, I had to go with the 12 Pro Max. And I knew as soon as I got it, I was like, I hate the size of this thing. So I was so pleasantly pleased. Wow, I'm a genius. That the 13 Pro series was going to have all the same features with just the only variation being size. And I'm like, thank you, Apple. That is the way it should be. That is correct. That's the way it should be. So I love my 13 Pro. I knew that as soon as I had it in my hand and everything, I was like, this is the perfect size. This is awesome. So I still love my phone. Love it. So yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying yours too. That makes me happy. Yo, the running fish, Mr. Camera Junkie. Also, I was going to let you guys know, I need to but I need to create the Google form or reactivate the old Google form that I had so I can reopen it back up. But it's going to be a place where you can go in and comment like videos that you want to see or videos that you'd like to see from me, I guess more specifically. That way I can start building my wish list of what people are wanting, and then I can make those videos in the next year, because I'm not right now planning all of my content for next year, but I'm gonna be doing it, come January, as we all say that we're going to do. Are you guys ready for a little ASMR action? We are going with the Sparkling Ice Classic Lemonade. I like these because they taste like nice sodas and they're 0 sugar and it has vitamins and antioxidants. Here we go. What's in your cup, people? Nothing in the cup. Bacon. Okay, so if there's actually 9 people here watching and still only 5 thumbs up, I'm a little offended. You guys could give me at least a thumbs up while you're dropping it. Real Northwest Arkansas. How's it going? Are you a first-time watcher? I don't think I've ever seen your avatar before, because Arkansas stands out to me because I also have a Twitch friend who is Carl in Arkansas. So anytime I see an Arkansas, I'm like, Carl, is that you? but it's not. It's real Northwest Arkansas. Unless that is you, Carl, just under a new name. So, oh, did I see my friend Cooking Cop and Babe is in here? Yay, I'm excited. We're doing some sort of cooking show on his channel in January, which is my birthday month, people. My birthday month is coming up. My birthday month is coming up. You would drink those with Tito's vodka. Nice. That's awesome. Cool. Okay, so now that we have 10 people here, right? Now we're going to re-ask this question, which was, what kind of person are you? And by that, I mean, there were 3 types of qualifications. There was the person who's going full force Vlogmas, every video, every day, go December. And then there was the, dude, I'm taking like the last few weeks off and like, don't talk to me, nothing. We're not doing anything that resembles work. And then there are the, what was the other? Planners, like big time planners for everything that's going on starting like January. So just curious. And also, if you're doing anything for Christmas, let me know. Hey, Dr. Elo, great to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit. It's great to see you. Dale in real Northwest Arkansas. Okay, so now I have a Dale and a Carl in Arkansas. Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, cool. If you missed it, which many of you did, we were talking about a riveting setup, which I think I am going to show you though, about how I edit in Final Cut Pro using the MX3 mouse, the Logitech one, and my Stream Deck. It's kind of a DJ situation, one hand, one mouse, one hand Stream Deck. So I'm excited for that. I think we're going to have to do that. Hey, Modern Day Tech is here. Hey, how you doing? Wow, I effed that up. Hey, how you doing? Okay, I was trying real hard for that to come out, and it just didn't come out correctly. CES, no plans for CES right now. Viper's in the house. Hey, how you doing, buddy? It's great to see you. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Oh wait, let me be Viper. Hey, it's Viper. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Did I get it? Did I nail it? Hashtag nailed it. You're on military orders until February. I can't wait to be back home. Oh, yeah. You're full blast on creator mode, except it's not Vlogmas, the Amazon, and the secret channel. Okay, let's talk about Amazon. I think y'all know the headache that is my Amazon, and I just don't know how to get them to understand, like how to fix things. And yeah, so where we are standing now, for anyone who has been along on the journey, is that my secondary account, which is now linked to my TikTok as an influencer account, is approved, but has been denied twice for the on placement, videos. So I have to create a new set of 3 videos to try and get them approved for the on-site placement. And if that account goes through, then I'm going to hook up with Genius Links, and they said that apparently they have a tool that will help you go through, take out all your old links, and maybe either convert them or at least redirect them to a new store ID. If that's true, that would be fantastic, because that would save me so much time. If it's not true, or I don't know, if I get denied on this secondary Amazon influencer account, then it's 3 strikes you're out over there for getting the on-site placement. But for my first account, even though I have videos that are being approved, even though I'm getting video views on them, I'm still registering no sales, which I know is not correct, because I'm pretty darn sure they're still all going to the closed account, which they told me they can't change. So I don't even know what to do with that, So like I tried to create a new idea list. It still embeds my old store ID. Like, Louise, it's the worst. I don't even know how to fix any of that. And it's been tickets after tickets for like 3.5 months, and they've never fixed anything. Never fixed anything. And I would love to be going full bore over there on Amazon, doing the live streams and making all the shoppable videos. But like, it's really disheartening to try and make videos over there when you don't get any of the credit for sales. Like, that's the whole point, right? We're making these videos so that we can get the commission thing going, and none of them are registering for the correct account, and they won't pay me for anything on the old account. So I don't even know what to do with that. Amazon is tough, right? I know. And secret channel. Did I tell you? No, I think I told you guys. I also created a new channel. What else is new, right? But I like to think about different channels and different verticals, because I know how people are always like, oh, you don't understand what it's like to be a struggling brand new creator. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I've got 10 channels, and like one of which is over 1,000 subscribers. Okay. So like, I get it. And here's the thing is, okay, yeah, sorry if you were offended by that. My beauty channel, which had hit 1,000 subscribers, and then they unlocked the community tab, and then it was like promptly 1 month later that they dropped it back down to 500 or something for the requirement. And I was like, wow, what an amazing accomplishment. Anyways, I digress. That's not the point. The point is, ever since then, it's the same 10 subscribers. It goes from, 1,000 to like 993, and then just hovers back up to like 999. So that's been my life for the past however long it's been since I hit 1,000. So it's like I keep getting to celebrate my 1,000th subscriber 6, 7, 8 times in a row because of all of this. It's awesome. I don't know if people just want to be like, wow, she's really good at celebrating hitting 1,000 subscribers, so we're just going to let her do it over and over again. Whatever. Okay. Also, I wanted to chat with you all about shorts specifically. And the reason I bring this up, wow. Where do I even begin? Somewhere convoluted in the middle that's going to confuse everyone if everything else goes to like it normally does with me. Here's the deal, y'all. I don't know how, but YouTube had sent me an email being like, hey, it was like, hey girl, we would like to invite you to be part of this shorts community. And I was like, well, my time has come. They're finally realizing and recognizing. And I was just like, sweet. Okay, cool. I'm like, what does this entail? And it's basically once every few weeks or so, you get to go on to kind of a conference call and listen to people either kind of tell their story or just kind of talk about shorts, or hear about shorts from people at Google/YouTube. So it's kind of neat. So you kind of have like one of 3 community managers, and you have these calls, and apparently these 3 community managers that they have, they all kind of represent different verticals. There's like a variety. The other one does like fashion, lifestyle / pet. Another, you get it. So all of these different like umbrellas. I think I'm in the variety, like hodgepodge one, because they're like, we don't know what to classify you as. And I'm like, oh my God, me too. So I'm in this shorts group, and it's been interesting because as long as shorts have been around and as much information as we have on shorts, it's still surprising how people either don't know anything about shorts or have so many questions about shorts or don't understand how shorts work, or just, I mean, anyone who's probably been in a Clubhouse room talking about shorts, it always comes up. There's always a million questions. There's always like lots of misinformation running around. And it's interesting because like I'm sitting in this weird position, right, where it's like partial YouTube educator, partial content creator, sitting amongst mainly content creators, not I haven't seen, I can't say for certain right now, I haven't seen any other kind of like YouTube educators in these shorts community. And that could also be saying something right there. But yeah, so I listen to their stories and I hear their questions, and I hear people saying some stuff like, I should, yeah, not to be confused, I should tag like really popular names in my YouTube tags. And besides just tagging shorts, I should put all these different people's names. And I was just like, oh my God, please don't. And I was like, I'm not trying to be like a negative completely everything. But I was just kind of like, look, let me unmute. And I think for people who've been in Clubhouse rooms with me, I kind of do the unmute. And I'm like, no. And, and Annie, right? But I kind of unmuted and I was like, yeah, please don't tag things, people, places that have absolutely zero to do with what's in the video, because it's under spam and misleading metadata, and you could get denied monetization. You could actually have your channel terminated for this. So please don't do that. And I just kind of like stopped. And then another one that I got, it was interesting to hear sometimes them talk about how copyright, they don't seem to care as much, I'm going to say that loosely, as much about copyright violations when it comes to music inside of the shorts one, which I think is just interesting. And most of the stuff that comes through there is usually copyright claim, not copyright strike. And actually it's surprising how many people who are also on the call, because someone was saying, oh, I got this notice, it's a copyright thing. And so like, it was like, does anyone know about this? And so I just kind of unmuted again as I do. And I was like, well, was it a copyright claim or was it a copyright strike? Big difference, big difference. And I think it was a claim. Yeah. But it was interesting because a lot of them, they don't even understand the difference between a copyright claim, copyright strike. Someone was just like, I just got freaked out, so I deleted it. I'm like, okay, well, that's a way to do it too. But it's really interesting because there is another shorts group where I don't know how, but they decided to take other creators from these 3 community managers, groups of people, I think, or you applied and you told them a little bit about yourself. And they're like, hey, let's do this smaller group where we talk a little bit, maybe more about strategy. And this week actually was my very first call. I think they've been doing them already, but it was my very first call with these shorts. Did you guys hear my talk? It's just like, with these shorts creators. And so I was like, okay, cool. Let's go to this. And so I went, and it was probably a group of like 30 people. And at least there was someone that I recognized in this group. So I recognized my friend Lisa Wynn, who does Telehu Feuds, and she has just had phenomenal growth this last year with shorts. I think she went from like 0, like she just had her 1-year YouTube anniversary, and she's like now over 2.5 million subscribers. Like insane, congrats. And I was just like, oh my gosh, finally a friendly face, or a familiar face, not that other people are on friends, just familiar face. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. But we were doing these like lightning introductions, 2 minutes, introduce yourself, your channel. And I was like, cool. Long story long, I didn't even get to introduce myself. And I'm going to tell you why I'm glad I didn't get to. And as I was listening to everyone, it just was more and more creeping into me. Like, why am I on this call? This one makes no sense to me at all, because every single person was like, oh yeah, I think I have probably the smallest channel here. And I look at his channel and it's like 135,000 subscribers. And I'm like, nope, not the smallest. And someone was like, I have a small channel, but like one of my videos did get 35 million views. And I was like, wow, holy bejesus, because like I think my top rated shorts video was of my dogs, and I think it like hit 13,000. and this guy's like 35 million. And that was just the tip of the iceberg, because then someone else came in and they were like, oh yeah, my channel, I just grew to 2.5 million in like 2 months. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, and my channel, my top performing video has 380 million views. And I was just like, oh my gosh. My, in that 13,000 with the dogs, that is absolutely by far the biggest. I think the rest have like 100 views, a couple thousand views. Like, it is nothing. It's nothing. And this guy's like 380 million views. And then someone else later in the call was talking about how, it's so great that we have the shorts bonuses, and, we have all this monetization, and like, this is a whole bunch of like a very large percent, the majority of my revenue per month. And I was just like, Oh my gosh. I have never once received a bonus ever from shorts. I like I have no shorts that are above 13,000 views, and I even wrote down, as I do, some notes though from some of these and learning, and I was going to share them with you. But it was like someone was saying that they post 5 to 10 shorts a day, and in my head, like I was like, how how every day, y'all, every day. And then someone else said they started with 3 a day, and then they moved up to 6 a day, and then they were starting to feel burnt out, so they went down to 2, but now it's too easy and they're going to go back up to at least 3 a day. And I was just like, per day, y'all, per day. And I was like, wow, my one every few weeks is really not doing anything for me. Also, they said that many, many times it takes 3 or 4 weeks for the videos to really pop off. And so they'll come back later and they'll be like, oh, wow, look at that, a couple 100,000 views. And I was like, wow, what? So just some interesting tidbits. And I was just like, wow. One thing that I thought was interesting that's coming from YouTube, they don't really like it or they don't really recommend it if you have like a multi-part series. They're not looking for that. Viewers aren't looking for that. They want to have a complete series in a video. So I'm just trying to share this information with you. Education tends not to do as well as entertainment. Things where you're asking for engagement for some upcoming video, not really so beneficial, especially because a lot of them take a long time to really pop off. And then some people said that they have a lot of luck with repetitive intros that sound the same, but introduce you into a specific type of series, like Amazon fashion hacks you need to know, right? Or like kitchen gadgets you can't live without. Or, I see one on TikTok all the time now, like Instagram story hacks you didn't know existed. Something like that, right? Where it's like you start with that and maybe even like flash it on the screen, and then you do the thing that you're going to talk about. And then they were saying, oh, a lot of them were talking about how they do controversial things on purpose, or they do things that they know are going to be radically polarizing. Stuff like they misspell a word on purpose, and they point at it on screen or something. Or people, like that skit, the Key and Peele skit, where it's like, Aaron, is there an Aaron in this class? I mean, it's Aaron. They'll do things like that where they mispronounce things intentionally so that tons of keyboard warriors get all up on them about how they've spelled things wrong, incorrectly pronounced things, or they use, like, if you were to use something wrong, like, I don't know, like use a spoon for cutting your knife, like instead of a knife or something, and just watch people's like heads explode, because that type of thing that's more controversial, that people love to have opinions about you being told that you're doing something wrong, is apparently something that just really like drives views. And then yeah, saying if there's no natural conclusion and it leads into another video, that's bad. So, and the biggest thing they were saying is like comments are really the main currency. So whatever you can do to get people to comment, whether it's saying something controversial or whatever else it is, like, there you go. So I thought that was interesting. Lisa had a great piece of advice. She had to type hers in because she had to leave the call. And I think she was saying, like, you want to create series. And especially if there's a series that starts working, just start making a whole bunch of that stuff. Probably kind of like the cooking for my neighbor or building up my spice tolerance, that kind of stuff. When you see this starting to do really well, you just like hammer down and go for it. So there's that. I thought I would share that with you, but I'm really glad I didn't have the chance to introduce myself with my very small channel and my one single YouTube short that has ever crossed 10,000 views. So I had very little, I felt like, to offer this call. And some of them were just tons and tons of video views. One person, thankfully, but also unthankfully, was like, guys, I can't put out like 3 a day. Like, I put out 1 a week, but it's because I do animation and it takes a really long time. But his animation ones end up being like tons and tons and tons of views. And so people don't seem to mind that it's once a week and he still gets tons of views. So I just thought that was really interesting that it seems like for YouTube Shorts to really pay off, a lot of the time, now there are these kind of rules that you seem to have to follow, including posting a lot, posting with the trending music. I did hear them also say that in the future, when you're uploading through the app in the Shorts music library, that you might be able to select when during your video that the music actually starts instead of absolutely only being placed in the first 15 seconds. And then I heard that they were exploring and talking about maybe having more than 15 seconds, maybe up to 30 seconds of music from within the Shorts library, which is really cool. If that is actually going to be a thing, sweet. So that is what I learned from the short stuff. Yeah, honestly, I have a feeling that it's mainly entertainment stuff, and it's hard to get that real edutainment stuff in there because it's harder already when stuff is about education to always make it be exciting, but to make it exciting in a fast enough pace for YouTube Shorts for it to really take off and be able to teach something well within less than 60 seconds can be really, really tough. So, Shorts may not be for everyone, It could be a strategy that some people don't want to do, because I did hear from some of them that they're really struggling with, I have all of these video views and subscribers only seem to want short form content from me, and so I can't have as much success by putting out long form videos. And I feel like there are some people as well. There was a creator there that has 1.5 million. She does beauty, makeup, transition type videos. And I think she said that she also was posting like 5 a day. 5 a day of makeup looks. And these are like transformation. And so I think someone asked and she's like, oh yeah, I can spend anywhere from 3 to 8 hours on a look. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Wow. So there's that. And I was just like, I don't even know how they do that. But I think she has found, she used to do long form and she was doing it for a while. She said she had like a couple hundred videos she was uploading over multiple years. And when she first started getting into shorts would have been, right, October, maybe 2 years ago now, 1 year ago now, whatever it was. I don't even know how long it's been now. But she started with shorts when she had 600 subscribers, and this after a couple years, right? And uploading all these videos. She hit her first 1,000 subscriber mark from success in posting shorts. And then she grew very quickly from the 1,000 subscribers to 1 million within like a year, which is insane. It is insane. Also, many of them are now cross-platform. They're on TikTok and they're on YouTube, and they're building this multi-pronged approach. So I do find that interesting that they definitely recognize the importance of spreading out. So take that for what you will. Have I lost y'all? I'm sorry. Were you guys not interested in talking about shorts? I just wanted to share with you. I don't know if everything that we talk about is supposed to be secret squirrel stuff, but I thought I'd share with you because you're my friends. Maybe you guys care. But I am trying to make more shorts. If anything, it just also gets me into the habit of trying to film and try and think of creative ways. Oh my gosh, if you saw it on my TikTok, I am today years old, still trying to learn how to do some of these basic TikTok. Like, I'm so old. I didn't understand some of these TikTok transitions, and I'm trying so hard. I'm like, y'all, I'm not getting it. I'm just not getting it. So I think I sat there for a good 20 minutes on the couch trying to do this very simple transition, and I was just like, oh man, it's so hard because these people on TikTok, they're doing such phenomenal tricks and such with their phone. And I have no excuse. I've got like nice camera equipment. I've got lights. I've got like tripods all around. I've got microphones, and I can't even do a simple like, like yeah. Okay, you're good. You're here learning as you plug away. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. But yes, I'm also going to be yeah, we're learning TikTok. I know, right? Do you guys want to do some vertical video editing / tips and tricks type stuff? That might be kind of fun to do in the new year. I'm going to have to get that Google form, like I said, up and running. But it might be kind of fun because it's like, if an old fart like me takes forever to learn some of these TikTok transitions, then maybe I can help y'all. I don't know, because like I don't want anyone to feel as dumb as I feel. Oh my gosh, if you guys didn't see the tweet that I put out today about like the difference between like my husband and I level of smartness, when I'm like, I think I fake watered a plant for like a year, you know. So there's that. Or in the new year, I'm thinking, you know, you got to go whole hog. I don't know what the expression is. See, again, on vertical video and all that kind of stuff. I think that might be kind of fun to do some more. I really got to get back up on the vertical video channel and actually making some of that content. And one of the reasons that I stopped making some videos over on the vertical video channel is because I didn't want it to turn only into an educational resource again, just like originally like the iMovie stuff here on this channel. And it's because like I always found in my analytics that when something like that happened, if someone was only ever finding you through search and never ever getting to know you or caring about you or anything like that, your retention's really, really crappy. And it was just really hard to get like the view to subscriber, like or views from subscribers. And it was also harder to get people to subscribe because they only need you for that one time when something like I'm about to replace the battery in my Honda Metropolitan scooter, right? So best believe I'm going to Google and YouTube search how to replace the battery, how to swap out a battery on a Honda Metropolitan, right? I'm not going to subscribe to that channel, and once I get what I need from them and I'm going to watch that video, then I'm just going to move on with my life. And I couldn't even tell you whose video I probably watched. And not only that, I'm going to probably collate and sort by shortest amount of shortest amount of time needing to be spent to learn the skill / number of views, right? That's kind of just the matrix that we kind of all start looking at when you enter it into the search bar. And that's what was happening with my channel. And that's what I didn't want to happen to my channel because I had already done that mistake and faux pas on this channel. So I was really trying to be like, how can I bring my love of vertical video and wanting to teach people things, but not just turning into a tutorial channel and actually getting people to want to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those tough tricks that you gotta like, or like the whole thing that you gotta mesh in your head. And then I saw a tweet from Roberto Blake stemming from a live stream. I think he was recording his podcast and Nick Nimmin happened to pop on, but they were talking about the the jack of all trades, master of none, but the second half of the quote, which is, but still better than a master of only one type of, where we always, not always, a lot of us YouTube educator type people have always tried to say that like variety channels, you know, it's a hard, long journey because a lot of YouTube is search-based content and not just the browse and suggested and stuff. And if you really want to like build your authority and go deep into a niche, then you can have some success that way. Or if you want to toss spaghetti at the wall and just kind of like figure out where stuff lands, what hits, what resonates, and then go after and double down on what works. That's another method. And then there are the people who just refuse to comply and will do anything inside of their squirrel brain that they want to, and it makes absolutely no sense to anybody except for that person, and usually not even that. So for a long time, I tried to be like, okay, so all of these facets of me, my life, my personality, they should all be on these separate channels. But what an exhausting time that is trying to manage and fractal your life into those types of pieces. So I'm sometimes like envious of someone like Justine, who can be in Hawaii 1 week with lightsabers and releasing a lightsaber product, which looks so cool. And I was looking at them, but I was like, oh, I want to support my girl, but it's $500 for a lightsaber. And I'm like, I get it. It's a fair price for what it is. But I'm like, if you had like a $40 sweatshirt, maybe I would like, but a $500, like, whew, that's a tough one. But like, it looks amazing and I'm proud of her. And gosh, I would really like to get my hands on one and play with it and like twirl it around and like just film that. And I think that'd be really cool. But she can do that. Then she can do a camera review with, the new Sony a7 III. And then she can go off and do a baking challenge with her good friend, Rosanna Pansino. So I'm looking for that type of like freedom and flexibility on a channel. But it's hard. So I think it's going to have to be separate for a while. So there's all of that. Again, none of you asked for that story. None of you. So, hey, World Ends Travel Hong Kong. Good to see you. I think you've come over from the TubeBuddy channel, right? I'm pretty sure I saw you from over there. So you did your first shorts at the end of November. It was basic, but it took up time to wrap my head around doing a vertical video and condensing content down to 60 seconds. Yeah. And I had done a talk. I think it was at the eCam Leap into Live stream boot camp thing, where I was saying that there are many, many lessons that regular long form horizontal creators can take from learning vertical video, right? Like learning how to be concise, learning how to frame, learning how to flow and pacing, really truncate down what you're saying into the most exciting parts, right? One other thing that they did talk about a lot at the Shorts community group was they're talking a lot about pacing, even though it's still only 60 seconds. They're like, because it's only 60 seconds or less, every second has to count. And they were like, so if there's 5 seconds in that 60 seconds or whatever else it is, you can't have 10% of your video be unwatchable or not valuable. So he's like, if you don't need it, cut it. If your video is only going to be 7 seconds, that's what it's going to be. And I was just like, oh. I'm like, it's true. I mean, absolutely. But he's just like, it's so fast paced. They're scrolling so fast that you have to catch them in the beginning. You have to like hold their attention and you have to like just keep it so entertaining. So I thought that was really interesting. But there were multiple lessons that I had inferred that, or intimated at saying long form video people, you can't ignore vertical for these lessons that it's going to teach you. Right? And the same kind of with live streaming too. When you become more accustomed to live streaming, you become better at public speaking or working through things with technical difficulties or, feeling the pressure of like having your comment section be flooded at the wrong times with the wrong information or with the wrong people or whatever else it is. So if you don't learn how to do all of those things, it's really hard to translate it sometimes into when you need to have and call upon those skills. So there's that. Oh yeah, I should do my YouTube things and tell you things like, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Yay. Okay, yeah, I did it. Oh yeah, and if you're feeling so inclined, you can also follow me on my socials. You're here on YouTube, so you've got that one down. But I also have Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. I have to say, I'm probably like, Twitter's like one of my number one loves because it's so fast, it's so quick, and you have to be very abbreviated most of the time with what you're talking about, unless you're going to do a 10-part tweet, So a lot of time, if you want to catch me, Twitter is a good place to do it. So we've gabbed on. Anyone else who's out there, are you guys doing shorts? Are you loving shorts? Are you hating shorts? Tell me all the things. Tell me all the things that you feel about shorts, I guess, at this point in time. Because, a lot of the shiny has started to wear off for some people. Some people also feel that it's ruined some metrics on their channel, so they don't really want to entertain it anymore. Some people are like, nope, only a shorts channel now. Look at me go. I'm all about it. And some people are like, I never want to see that on my timeline. I dislike any creators that actually do it. It's really all over the place. It's really all over the place. It's so polarizing in some place. It is. So interesting stuff. You don't like to see shorts? Yeah. And I have to wonder if some of it is like an age or geography type of thing too. If certain countries enjoy shorts more and vertical video, if certain age demographics prefer, because I could see that the young, very young, I don't know, what do you call them now? Are they Zers? Are they the TikTok generation? Whatever you want to call them, the tweens right now, the teenagers and tweens right now. I feel like they're all now accustomed to short form vertical video and they love it. They spend so much time on TikTok, whatnot, right? Then you also see people who, like Casey Neistat, who on his Twitter feed was something like, no, maybe it was Roberto. Someone was saying like, I'm so tired of logging into Instagram and only seeing vertical video, like reels, only seeing reels, like can't see posts anymore. Like, I'm so sick of reels. Stop shoving them down our throats. And they're very like, man yells at sky in clouds. Shorts is fast food for kids or people who don't read. Some people have to read the shorts. So more informative videos as a viewer. But you know what's so funny is on the opposite end of the spectrum, you also have people who are now really into consuming long form video like podcasts and content, right? So you're seeing, I think, this rise of video podcasts that are happening. So people can sit down and listen and have a whole conversation, or just like this live stream every week, right? Where we're having a conversation and doing all of that. So I think it's really interesting how far apart or how just these different camps are emerging. So there's that. I am going to be bringing back my, I'm going to give you guys a little insight into some of my, I think, next year planning. I am going to be recording episodes of my podcast and bringing it back. If you guys and gals out there would like to leave a review on iTunes, that'd be great. I think I have a couple on there from my friends. Okay, so if you want to do that, but I'm going to be recording podcast episodes as video podcasts, and I will have them available on my podcast YouTube channel, Shelly Saves podcast, there. Then I'm also going to be, I had just gotten access, I was telling Scott Peachy about this from Technically Speaking when I was a guest on his channel, about how I had gotten access to Anchor video podcasts in conjunction with Spotify or whatever else it is. So I think you can upload your video podcast. So once I record it inside of like Ecamm and then have a file on my computer, then I can upload the file up to this new Anchor/Spotify service. And then they either send out the video podcast, or I guess they strip out the audio and then send that out in all the rest of the RSS feeds or whatever else, I guess, how they do. And then their episodes will be available for people to listen on whatever podcasting platform they choose. And then the next step from that is I'm going to take snippets, just like Joe Rogan does, snippets from my podcast, and I will put them as video on demand type videos on this channel. So there will be, if there's some sort of YouTube question and I answer just that one question in the middle of a 3-hour, live stream or podcast or something like that, I'm going to start throwing some of those clips into individual videos and, SEO them and set them up as a regular video and have those live here on this channel as well. So I would like to get to a point where I can be putting out just a lot more content so that I can really be repurposing and using everything like I want to. I make informative, non-clickbaity shorts photography, and they haven't really blown up. I would like to take a look at your photography shorts. I think that's interesting because I don't know if you watch like Jordy Kolytic or a few other TikTok photography people, but they'll show you tips and tricks about how to make some sort of like photography shot or how to do these special effects. And they show you not only like how they shot it, because there's another camera showing them shooting it, and then they usually show the finished thing at the end of the thing. And there's another one who does everything on his phone, and then he loops it. Every single time it's a loop. And he's doing it with his iPhone 11, I think, because I remember seeing that each time. And it will be like shooting a vacation holiday thing with a camera on your phone. And then he like shows you him doing it. And then at the very end of the video is him showing you the finished thing, and then rolling back into the beginning of the video. Like the looping is seamless. And so I know he's gotten very, very popular too. They did talk a little bit about how looping has been very popular as a thing in YouTube Shorts as well. So a few things to take a look at. You're not really worried about Shorts. Yeah. But I am kind of curious about how you marry educational into entertaining into Shorts, because I tried to, just for funsies, I did a specific Triple T Thursday about Shorts, right? We talked everything we knew about Shorts. And then from that live show, I actually ripped out like 20 different shorts. And then I called it 20 shorts on shorts. And I like put them all out, Pinterest and, everywhere. I put them everywhere. And actually, surprisingly, on Pinterest, they did pretty well. On TikTok, they flopped. And on YouTube, they flopped, like a couple hundred views each. So I am having a hard time understanding exactly, the educational and fun and 60-second one. So, oh, no, have a good one, Dust Can Jam. Good to see you. And I think it's about time we're gonna jet out of here too. So if you make one more shirt, I will have one shirt. Hey, how's it going, Mike? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. And that's the other thing. Shorts aren't for everyone, and you don't have to do them. In fact, a lot of people are very vehemently denying that they will ever do one. And that's cool. That's cool. That's fine too. But it's an interesting, I want to try it all. I want to taste it all. And that's why I keep making all these different channels, not only to satisfy the curiosity that is my squirrel brain, but just my curiosity for what does it mean to try and set up a new video in a completely new niche, setting up a new channel in a completely new niche. So I have a channel, I have an entire separate TikTok that is not even my face. It's just voiceover. And I stopped posting on there because I ran out of time, but it had several TikToks with thousands of views. It had, it gained a couple hundred followers in the first week of having it. Like, it is possible. And I think it's possible to grow faster on TikTok, but, I'm fascinated by all of it. Like, I'm literally fascinated by all of that. New channels and analytics and testing and trying it all. There was something else that was talked about a little bit where they were talking about sometimes the greatest players can never coach, and sometimes the greatest coaches are not good players. And I was thinking about this and I was like, that is so true in so many cases, because for some of these top tier creators, they have no idea truly what made them successful sometimes. If you listen to them, if you talk to them, anything like that, they really don't know. And then if you talk to them some more, you hear them give really bad advice. And I don't mean like, you know what I mean when I hear bad advice. You know what I'm saying. And I can't quantify it for you. But it's just like stuff that's either against terms of service, like, oh, just put all your keywords in the bottom of your description box. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff that you absolutely should not be doing. And I'm like, why are you coaching people to do this? That's like, I get it, but it does make me sometimes a little salty when I see, people like give out that advice, and I'm like, no. It's not even that they give out the advice. It's that, one, people believe them, and two, people believe that it's good advice, and three, that they're more successful than other people who are giving the right advice. That's what really grinds my gears. But I digress. So I was thinking about this, and I was just like, maybe that's why I could be, or / I am, a really good YouTube coach, because I cannot do but I can coach it. But more people would be convinced that I could coach it if I could do it better. So let me just put that in there. Keywords at the bottom isn't a thing. I know. And you know what's sad? You know what's really sad? I've seen people who are YouTube educators do it. And I'm like, if facepalming had a sound, I would be playing it right now. I just like, you can't tell people to do that. Stars don't give out secrets. I'm like, they should. Yes, like the shady coworker that keeps getting a raise and then you following the rules and being told like, this is not your year, Luis. This is not your year. But for like 5 years in a row, being told this is not yours. You agree? See, I can be a very good and I was telling this to someone. Oh my gosh, who was I saying this to? Well, I would say this to anyone. But I'm like, I can look at anyone else's YouTube channel or, you know, their strategy or something and give them something actionable to do or work on, except for myself, right? Like, just like the worst patients are, you know, doctors. Like, the worst YouTube people are probably great coaches. So take that for what you will. Yeah, take that for what you will. You are a boss that knows what works and not an employee who does the work. And that's another thing is it's so funny. Someone asked me recently, like, what do you want to do? Like, what's next for you? Like, what's going on in your world? What's happening? And I'm just like, oh, those are the wrong kind of questions. In my life, I can tell you things I don't want 10 times easier than I can ever tell you things that I do want. So you would think that after all of that, the elimination of things, that the right things would reveal themselves. But alas, I am today years old and still searching through it and only know what I don't want to do. So one of these days, right? One of these days. And put that one on screen. You are CEO material and not a worker bee. Oh, I like that. Oh, it's in purple. Oh, that's new. I like that. I like that. That's awesome. I'll put Pixel Pia's on here too. I'm a boss. I'm a coach. So there's that. Most of the popular YouTubers are worker bees, but not great managers, and that's why YouTubers rise and crash and burn. You know what's really funny is a lot of the big YouTubers, I feel like they sometimes get really, really lazy with some of the fundamentals, you know, and those fundamentals are your foundation of fun. Oh, you know what's funny? You're going to hear that in an upcoming video on the other channel, because I say that in that, and I'm like, you've heard me say it before. I've said it now. You'll hear it in that video too, where I'm like, fundamentals are in the foundation of fun. So you're going to hear that. But it's true, because sometimes when people in channels get bigger, they forget best practices. They forget to do things. They, you know, and that's where you start to see smaller people be like, well, PewDiePie doesn't use tags. I'm like, well, PewDiePie doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm not saying he doesn't use tags as an example, okay? Or take X person. Well, they don't do SEO keywords the same way. And I'm like, well, Mr. Beast doesn't have to, because he's Mr. Beast. Okay. Although I did think it was interesting that there is now going to be limits in place to how many times you can change your thumbnail in a day. And I remember him at Vid Summit talking about how if a thumbnail isn't performing well in the first hour or two, they change it out because they have an arsenal of them, and just to like switch them out. And I'm like, I wonder what that limit is. And because YouTube is very tight-lipped about what the limit is, and it could be different for each channel based on your channel size and various metrics. And I'm like, wow, how very clear as mud is that explanation. It's always, but it's always interesting, right? And then they forget, like, you know, or they don't do a tag, or they don't fill out the description box, or they don't have an about me section, or they don't have an email or a way to get to hold of them, you know? I remember him saying it's all about thumbnails. Yeah. They spend so much time on thumbnails. Like, if he has that video idea and he can't think of the perfect thumbnail that he wants to already create, they just won't make the video. What'd you guys think of that Squid Game one? You know, a lot of people were saying, a lot of things about, I feel like that could be an entire episode in itself. And I feel like a lot of other people have talked about it, you know. I think John Ushai got some heat when he said some stuff like, this is the creator economy, and look what he did with, you know, 10% of the budget and just as many views. And people just lost their minds with like, this is not the same, because X reasons and Y reasons. But, or, you know, the people who are also in the, this is plagiarism, or this is a reboot, or this is like, so many people had a lot of things to say about that video, you know, or, you know, why would anyone spend $3.5 million on a video, or why didn't he just do some sort of philanthropic act? And I'm like, dude's trying to raise $30 million to clean up the oceans. Okay. He's already raised $20 million to save the planet and plant some trees, you know, with Mark Rober. Like, what have you done? Like, give the kid a break. You know, he's, anyways, I digress. You know what they say about opinions? They're like belly buttons and buttholes, right? So there's all of that. Yeah. So I feel like I am going to be spending some time coming up with some more of what, let's look at the calendar, what the YouTube 2022 calendar is a little bit going to look like. If you guys wanted to do a working session about how to, like some different ways to brainstorm and how to think about your content for the upcoming year, let me know if you'd like to see that episode, and we could do a work with me together where we all kind of work on that together. What was I doing? Oh, see, I got distracted. That's just what happens. Let me look up the calendar. So we have the 23rd. Ooh, and then we have the 30th. So we have 2 more live streams in December. So we could try and plan that for maybe the 30th session as a work with me session. Squirrel brain, it's so correct. Yeah. You guys want to do that on December 30th then, for plan the new year and content strategy. And actually, if you guys have ideas, we could try and fill in that calendar together. That might be kind of a fun one to do. Maybe we'll do that. And then we'll have to figure out what we want to do on the 23rd. So, yeah. Oh, ouch. Okay, so maybe we'll set that up for the 30th. Y'all have to remind me. And then even before then as well, I'm going to be resetting up that Google form so that we can submit the ideas of like ideas and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. That'll be a super fun, maybe not for y'all. Sorry. That should be a fun show. I played it fast and loose with the word fun again. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I know I get a little squirrel brained, and I appreciate you for loving me. I love y'all for that. Okay. Have a great Thursday, and I will see you all in a video very soon. Bye, everyone.